These could be the most forgiving irons I've ever tried, but are they worth it? Let's find out. So, the Wilson Launchpad irons. Let me get a bit closer to you. I think these could be the most forgiving irons that I've ever tested, and to be honest, on first glance, you wouldn't think that's that surprising. These have a ginormous, and I really do mean it, ginormous sole. They are all literally like hybrids. They are hybrid irons. I've got 6 to pitching wedge with me here today, and the ginormous sole and having it as just a ginormous club is for that turf interaction and forgiveness. These are practically impossible to chunk because they are so large, and the turf interaction really is to be tested out to believe it, because I didn't believe it at first, but after hitting these now, there's something else. These hybrid-like irons are all hollow, like a hybrid. So for those mid to long irons, I've got the 6-iron, 7-iron with me today, the strike that you feel off them is genuinely like a hybrid. I was almost taken aback when hitting these on the range and at a simulator, because it was like I was hitting a 7 hybrid, a very odd feeling. But when you do go up to the longer irons, the feel changes a little bit. So they do feel a little bit more like a regular iron, despite having a slightly abnormal appearance. If I continue on with the abnormal appearance, you can see when you're looking actually at the club itself, there's practically no weight at the top of the club face. That's because Wilson have positioned all of the weight, all of the CG as low as possible to help get it off the ground. So these clubs, as I've said before, super game improvement. They are here to help you play better golf, enjoy golf, hit it further, hit it straighter, and just have a bit of a more enjoyment out on the golf course. A super game improvement set comes with actually quite an affordable price tag right here. A little bit cheaper than everything else you have now in 2022. My only concern with these is the longevity of them. How long are you actually going to have them in the bag for? Nevertheless, let's play a few holes now here at Mannings Heath Golf and Wine Estate. It is absolutely blowing. About 40 to 50 miles an hour. I've got my tripod positioned on my trolley because otherwise it would blow over. We're gonna play a few holes here in this wind, see how they perform, talk about the data I've got as well, as that's very interesting, and see if they could be right for your game, because although appearances may not look the best, I think these could help a lot of you out. I forgot my rangefinder, so I don't know how far this is. Oh, it's so good, but the wind's got it. Is that long? No, it's okay, right side of the green. We're dancing, we're dancing. This isn't the first iteration of the Launchpad irons, which is why I think these have flown under the radar a little bit this year. But with an improved aesthetic, honestly, I know they're big, but they don't look that bad. Isn't this the worst feeling ever? You get on the course, you go out, and look, I'm in a sandcastle. I think this could help a lot of players in a lot of different areas, because although you think, okay, it can help with the turf interaction and therefore ball striking, there's actually a lot more. For instance, right here, I've got a shot here and I'm gonna hit a gap wedge, nice little bump and run. If you've got something with quite a sharp leading edge that doesn't have a lot of offset, it may be a little bit terrifying. But this gap wedge here is large and it's gonna provide a lot of forgiveness around the entire face. Came out nicely, feels great. Sand stopped it. I think it's in the Sahara Desert somewhere over there, but not too bad. Awful strike, but like, it's been saved. I think that 8-iron went about 195 yards. With a super game improvement set, I know you would think it comes with tons of distance. It actually doesn't come with that much in this set. The lofts are quite, for a game improvement set, quite traditional. The 7-iron is 30 degrees. That of the P790s. You see a lot more having 7-irons of like 26 degrees now, but it seems Wilson are actually focusing on forgiveness. Just making sure you can get it up in the air, go straight, and the rest will kind of work itself out. When I took these irons to the Full Swing Simulator at Silvermere Golf Club, I was actually expecting perhaps the technology maybe not to work and it to be quite a low launching, low spinning club, and it is low spinning, but they've actually held the launch really well together. So it still is that of a game improvement club. So I'll put the data for the 7-iron that I did on the screen for you now. That was my first impression and I was quite surprised, but hitting off mats, things like that, I wasn't really taken aback by the feel. I thought it was a bit strange, especially for those long irons, but the more I've tested them out, the more the more I've actually come out to the course, I've noticed that these feel good. Oh my God. Not the best, that one. It definitely takes a bit to get used to for, I think, the little shots, like the chip shots and the little pitch shots. It's almost like the way in which the turf interacts on the ground is slightly different to that of players' irons, which is quite believable. Right, so we've got about 155-ish yards or so downwind. I'm gonna hit a few shots and just test out the dispersion of the Wilson Launchpad irons. I'm really interested to see just the dispersion that I get, because I'm thinking they're gonna go around the same distance. I'll try and hit it as bad as possible just for you guys and see what happens. That is a lovely shot. Ooh, I think a bit long actually. All right, we've just clubbed down now to a gap wedge from, yes, 155. Let's see. Lovely shot. Yeah. That's lovely. That looked good. Couldn't tell. Eyesight's awful. Let's have a look. As you can see there, guys, they actually performed very well for me on those short irons. Coming into this test, I actually thought the longer irons I would prefer, but it's very clear that I prefer the shorter irons, and I think a lot of you guys would as well. Nothing wrong with the longer irons, but as they are more of a hybrid feel to them, slightly different to what you'd usually hit for a 5, 6 or a 7 iron. Still though, the forgiveness is there, the feel is there, and for people who want game improvement irons, I couldn't recommend anything other than this set. I understand at address, it may not be the most appealing thing, but it would take a bit to get used to. It's taken me quite a while to hit these the way I wanted to, but after I've done that, you can see there I'm hitting the green from 150, 60 yards to about 15, 20, 25 foot on average. You can't complain with that at all. My only problem with these is you may not have them for a long time. And as well as that, they may not be targeted towards every golfer. As they are quite large with the turf interaction, I'd probably recommend it to people who are a little bit shallower than steeper, but Wilson say it's for every type of golfer. Let me know what you think of these Wilson Launchpad irons. I'm sure some of you may have the old iteration. I'm sure some of you may be thinking of getting them. At GolfMagic, we'd recommend if you are looking for something with a lot of forgiveness, and if you want to just hit it straight, these are the ones to go for, because they're a very decent price, and honestly, they don't look too bad. Guys, if you have enjoyed this video today here at Manning's Heath with the Wilson Launchpad irons, leave a like down below. And as always, if you have any questions, leave them down below as well. If you are new to GolfMagic, smash that subscribe button as well to keep up to date with all of our videos. If you want to do any comparisons with these Launchpad irons, do some fun ones with some blades, let me know, because I'm open to doing anything for all of 2022. I can see an absolutely massive rain cloud to my right, guys, so I'll see you at the next video.